Welcome to another episode of the Coffee Conversation Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum, TIF, and our tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Today's series is the Emerging Lawyer, and on a Saturday, uh, and today's theme is law, life, and everything in between, from courtroom to boardroom. Today's guest is Arunesh Nanda. He brings with him a wealth of experience spanning from banking and finance to corporate law to academia. Currently, Arunesh is the senior legal manager at HDFC Bank, and he brings with him from courtroom, delving into areas such as branch banking, litigation, and general corporate affairs. So, friends, this Saturday, it will be a lovely conversation which we'll be having with Arunesh. So, Arunesh, just want to explain you the format. It is divided in three parts: professional, personal, and a rapid fire round. So, in the rapid fire, you get to win this ebook authored by
Thank you,
me.
thank you, thank you, Lanamir, for a wonderful introduction. I hope so. I would make it to your expectations. And thank you for lovely introduction and providing me this opportunity to be interviewed at your platform. I have heard about a lot about your platform, and it's been appreciated in our legal fraternity. And
Thank you.
moreover, I have not much more achieved in life, but I would try your generosity to give me that opportunity, and I would be kind gracious enough to spell out your interview, and hope the new beginners and new lawyers would be encouraged, and it would be fruitful. Thanks for providing this opportunity.
Okay. Arunesh, you're a very humble person, but everyone has a journey to share with and knowledge and experience. So, uh, this is a conversation format which will be adding
Mhm.
value to the viewers, and also you'll be going down memory lane, and uh, yeah, we'll be having questions where to
This all opinions maybe in during course of interview. These are all personal in nature. I will just share my personal experience till now,
yeah,
and it's been more
yes,
than a decade I am into the profession. That will help out the young budding lawyers
yeah.
to fetch in.
Very good. So let's begin. So, friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani over here, host at Coffee Conversation and a legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution. So, Arunesh, your first question. Uh, your journey has spanned across various sectors from banking and finance to academia and legal practice. So, Arunesh, how has these experience helped you in shaping your career right from your starting days till today?
Yeah, Lion, see, this is a journey which I started with a very humble career. I started with a very, very in a very low profile. I got a pre-placement offer, and during that point in time in my colleges, like 12 years before, that point in time we were allowed to start our practice in our final years. My college during that point in time was kind gracious enough to allow me that and give me that opportunity. So as you know that every organization's requirement is not a generic one; it's all a specialized one. So during the point of the career, I started with litigation, and within some span of years, I did my master's from National Law School also. And during the career thing, I jumped, and I even got a kind of a opportunity to work with law firm and a government or institute, and I had a government engagement with central government and PMO office further than into banking and other sector. But obviously, it's all how I developed is because of my persuade to persuade the things and to look into the legal territory or the legal field into a passionate thing. Obviously, this has channelized or frameworked my kind of a personality per se into the legal portfolio, but it is with everyone. It is not something great which I have done. Yes, everybody starts with a small journey, and then simultaneously they grow. One has to be very much specific and has to be very much goal oriented where he want to reach. and his basics should be very much clear, and simultaneously you get the opportunity and you grab it and you do and you justify your work. That's how you gain your experience, and that's how you tend to move ahead and have a growth in the career. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's come to your current role as a senior legal manager at HDFC Bank. What are the key responsibilities and challenges you face in overseeing branch banking, litigation, and general corporate manners? And how do you overcome them? So,
So, Lion, first of all, I will take this platform and let me, resolve a myth which has been going on around the market, or maybe a legal paternity. A newcomer may be hearing that out. Let me first take that part, and then I will come to your question.
mhm.
Generally, as a banker or a finance lawyer, people find it like a banker lawyer only deals with banking law and nothing like that. So, being a banker, a bank lends to couple of people around, or maybe couple of industries. So we have to also know that what are the regulatory challenges and what are the laws pertaining to that particular industry, whether that regulator to that particular industry allows such kind of lending or not. So you have to be well versed with every kind of a law. Even there are particularly many cases wherein frauds been happening nowadays, technology frauds. So you have to very well conversant with criminal law. Now, being a lender, we create lot of mortgages. So you have to be very much good at transfer of property. There are a lot of commercial contracts been happening. So one has to be very much good at the contract law. So there are so far and so good. You have to be, we name anything, any law that would be applicable in banking also. Now, coming to your question, that what is my current challenges and current role in the HDFC Bank. So I single-handedly handle, more than 400 to 500 branches, and the legal acumen to that, I handle that. To a specific region, maybe a particular state or maybe a particular region out. The major challenges which I feel is the execution part, because I am sitting in Mumbai and I may be handling pan India or maybe some particular state. So liaising with the branches, liaising with the lawyers, that is my part of job. I have to also effectively handle litigations, and I also ensure that there is no unwarranted arrest in the branches. Even we have to also sometimes put ourselves in the shoes of customer. If there is a genuine customer and there is a problem lying, so we are the first person the branches approaches us, and we cater them the legal solution. So there are various aspects of to my profile. You can say even that claim scenarios where person is having a deposit account with them. Even the multiple attachments are there. We deal with lot of statutory authorities. We deal with lot of public related queries, okay, related to general bank branch banking. I am not related only limited to litigation or particularly the operation aspect of the bank. A general opinion to other stakeholders and business team are also been given. Secondly, during this, every day is a new day for me, because it is a very difficult for somebody to gauge that what kind of risk would be coming tomorrow. So whenever there is a flag, we do, put our legal minds into that and try to solve the problem to the best of our knowledge and to the best of our ability. Yeah.
Wow, wonderful. So, learning from you said that you are a banker as well as finance lawyer. So you are bringing them to the conversation, and we will learning more about how the banking and finance industry works during the conversation. So
Sure,
Arunesh,
sure.
you in your past have worked at Axis Bank and MFG India Credit. So how did those experience contribute to your in your legal career?
So, in past, since I have worked near about 4 to 5 years in Axis Bank, and now this SMFG Credit Company was also known as Fullerton India Credit Company.
Mhm.
It's recently in COVID scenarios, the takeover has happened, and SFMG has acquired Fullerton India. So, my part of work, one is a bank, that is Axis Bank. Another is an NBFC, that is non-banking finance company. So majorly the demand and per se the purpose of both the companies is to lend people, correct? The objective is to lend, but major difference between bank and the NBFCs are that bank maintains the deposit of public money, correct? And NBFCs only lend. So product in NBFCs are much lesser than bank if you compare. Now coming to access of my role and per se my responsibilities in Axis. I was again a corporate lawyer to them, and it was much into a very expandable profile I had. I dealt with the things which I named in SDFC, the same thing I dealt with there also. But there were also the side also. I was taking care of credit legal, bank guarantees, SBLCs, international transactions, such kind of things were being taken care of. Now, in Fullerton India Credit Company, now SMFG, I was majorly into commercial transaction and also to the litigation. As I told you, we in NBFCs only lend. So obviously, the other aspect of product will not be coming up in NBFC as well. But the technology contracts, or maybe the lending contracts, or maybe even we have lot of empanelment of lawyers being done. So such kind of portfolios being handled during that course in time. So it was a great learning experience also. You have a taste of how NBFCs work. Yeah.
Wow. So now let's go back down your journey as a legal professional. Let's go to Kamendu Joshi and Associates. Over there, you were involved in corporate transaction, statutory compliance, and real estate matters. Sorry. So, Arunesh, how did you balance the complexities of these diverse legal areas, and how did it add value to your experience?
So, Kamendu Joshi and Associate was a very small firm as comparison to thing, and it has started their they have started their office in multiple location, and I was associate partner to them, and I was the founding member to start the office in Bangalore. So I is the one man employee who started the branch, or maybe office in Bangalore, and simultaneously growing up to a certain stage. Okay. Now,
Mhm.
as you know that Bangalore is a city, because I have traveled in lot of places in India, and I'm multi, linguistic and multi-state thing is there with me. So there is no bar for me to, travel. So as you know that since in the coming to this question, I will not take it longer. So the major challenges was to set up a base over that. First challenge. Secondly, as you know that Bangalore is a very developed and planned city, correct? So they have the development authority being, regulating the entries of real estate, and we have now RERA in place. So our complexities was to take approvals, and our challenges to get government approvals in time. And because the regulatory authorities are something which we not a particular forum or a particular thing to be a permanent body in Bangalore. In Bangalore there are different jurisdiction within itself. So the regulatory or development authority has been divided into four different regions. So if I have a work in A region, so I may have to take approval from the A region. I cannot go to B region. So, transportation, your such kind of complexities have come into. Now I have also dealt with a lot of corporate transaction where this kind of merger and merger been happening or taking over the companies by one company to another. So I have dealt with scheme of merger, filing it before the High Court, now NCLT. Okay. So such kind of transactions been also been dealt by me. I nearly challenged, that the traffics and the road condition in Bangalore and water scarcity. So that was also a major problem because if you are coming to office and such kind of infrastructure is not available, so it ruins you every whole day of your program. Although that is a kind of necessity. Now, such kind of complexities were there. Even in real estate, laws been very stringent during that point in time. Now laws are little flexible and regulator has come into place from 2013 now. So Maharera was also there, but likewise we have Maharera here, and in Bangalore with that have Karnataka Rera, and they were more stringent. And during that point in time, the complexities were little, more because that implementation had started from 2013, and then it was only some years, and there were particularly procedural aspect and challenges were little more. Now that has been taken care of and people are happy, and other stakeholders are happy. Yeah.
Wow, impressive. You've learned a lot from your previous experience, and that is helping you. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Arunesh, you did masters in law, LLM, in corporate and commercial law. How did this advanced degree influence your understanding and application of legal principles in the banking and finance sector?
So now, before answering to your query, there is a major myth that somebody who is pursuing LLM or maybe a PhD, he would be always be inclined towards academic. That is not the case. I am the best example who is sitting in front of you. I feel learning is something. This is a market or a facade kind of a myth, which been new beginners things and they get demoralized. So by this question, let me be very take this opportunity to answer this question is basically for I when doing for my LLM, I have to give a CLAT, which is common law admission test or aptitude test, correct? So it's all India a kind of a test where you have to participate and qualify.
Mhm.
So I got during that point in time in a general category, all India rank was 390, and I got to choose my own, particular college, and I was very inclined to my college, which is WBNUJ, West Bengal National University of Juridical Sciences. Okay, this is best for the corporate law. Now, while pursuing the corporate law, because you are only tend to look into particular subject, that is not a generic one. Generic you have already covered during your LLBs or during your graduation degree, correct? Now, into this specialization, you have now all the national law schools have done 1 year program, which is like thing with the foreign universities. So this is being recognized by Bar Council of India. So this in this 1 year you get to learn lot many aspect of corporate law. Now I would not take this thing as a corporate law. I am a master of it, or I did a complete research on that. Of course, somebody tries to do that because law is an ocean of thing, and it's very wrong to say that I have mastered and I am specialized to that particular aspect. There are many facets in corporate law also, so it depend upon somebody's interest, right? Now I have an interest to get into corporate law, more particularly into merger and acquisitions. There are other aspects of corporate law also, like mismanagement, how company runs, and other schedules. Correct. Even role of ROCs are there, registrar of companies. So it's a very comprehensive, kind of a texture or a text where somebody wants to learn. Now, also gives you a best opportunity to deal with your specialized, kind of a version which you want to take in. Like I chose merger and acquisition, but somebody may choose the procedural aspect of it, like ROC filing and other aspects. Somebody may choose, different aspect how the company runs and other mismanagement of the company or other aspect of the company law. So obviously this has helped me a lot because I am now, previous to this or maybe during this point in my career, I am obviously using that particular law, and it is helping me out. Yeah.
Wow. So, continue conversation. Arunesh, you've been a research associate at IIT Kharagpur. Wow, that's wonderful. So, you focus on smart city projects and municipal regulations. So, Mike, I'm very curious. What made you be a research associate at such a prestigious institute, IIT Kharagpur, and how did it help you in your legal career?
So, first of all, as you know, that prior to that, I was been practicing lawyer, and
Yeah.
I have practiced near about 4 years, kind of a thing during that in particular region. Uh, this IIT Kharagpur part has come into play because, this smart city is a very valuable project and very near project of now present government of PM Modi. Okay. And this was in a niche stage where the government required somebody who can draft a smart city law for them or compile for them. There were different parliamentary sessions been going on. Actually, I was associated with HRD ministry, which comes under PMO office also, and IIT Kharagpur was my resource provider. So you can say that it was a job which is equivalent to an IS officer, you know, and that kind of facility has been given to me. And during the course, how I got into that, I was being nominated by my seniors, and then I have been interviewed. There were a couple of sessions, and there was a written test, then there was a legal aptitude. There was around 400 to 500 odd candidate, and I was only the one who got selected. But best part of it, or fortunately or unfortunately, that particular profile was of a very small, tenure, and they wanted, as I told you, they wanted somebody to compile that particular law and other things. This particular job aspect has helped me to how to communicate with people. I have learned to communicate with people. I have learned to communicate and to understand what a government employee or maybe a government officer or a government point of view and what they thinks about that. Okay, and how a government functions, how PMO office manages the work, keeping into the loop with the legal framework and doing so. Interestingly, when I joined this particular uh, job or the responsibility when I took over with somebody, during that point in time, already a parliament discussion had and debates were done, and some they wanted suggestion from couple of stakeholders, as you know, because before implementing the law, they also take suggestions from public. They also take suggestions from different stakeholders who are associated with that. Correct. So my major task was to compile that particular law, which was passed. You know and they wanted, uh, because there is no bar to have a big and bundled up law, because They wanted something very smooth in some few pages, So it was a major challenge because discussion part was huge, and we need to look into all the discussion and deduct the conclusion, what the conclusion is made of, and it should be also in line of their suggestion, and then to compile it, and then to present it before the again to the parliamentary committees. So that was the major role, and that I did well, I believe that. Yeah.
Wow. So now, continue conversation. You're a role model for continuous learning education. You did this cyber law and a diploma in cyber law from Government Law College, Mumbai. So, Arunesh,
Yeah.
how did this help you in your current role in the banking and finance industry from the emerging technologies, the digital transactions? So, we are very curious to know.
Yeah. Lion, one has to be very much, evolving in, and one has to learn every day. As a lawyer, this profession demands you to put your efforts in learning. And sometimes there are, various platforms from which you can learn. It depends upon people, person to person, how they, what is their area of interest. Correct. Now, coming to your question, like I did my, diploma in cyber law. This really helped me out because now in this particular era, there are like digital frauds been happening, and even
Yes.
privacy laws are very important nowadays. Like DPDP Act has come, and personal data protection has come into place. It was a very niche area again where somebody want to expertise itself, but during this kind of cases when I am dealing with some digital fraud, it is really helping out to understand me how the fraud has occurred and what kind of modes been done. It was either through a phishing, or maybe by the SIM scanning, and there are different mode of frauds being done by a fraudster. So it's very important to learn those aspects and to put it before and present it before the court of law. That is also very much a challenge, because as a counsel you have to also be very much appraised before presenting it before the court of law. And this has really helped me to understand the transactions, banking transaction, how really it has happened, and it is giving me a filled kind of a thing, and this is really workable in the career and in the practical experiences also. Yeah.
Superb, superb. As you said, lovely, beautifully, Quebec, a person has to evolve and evolution come through continuous learning. So that's
Yeah.
why I said like a role model. So so
I
friends,
hope somebody will get encouragement. Since I started from a very humble journey, and now I am being settled here, so it's all your hard work, people love,
yes,
and your parents blessings. Yeah.
yes, yes. So my next question, Arunesh, will be, uh, as you said, कि seniors have recommended you for your this research associate IT Kharagpur. So who has
Yeah.
influenced you from the legal industry, and who's a person whom you're in touch with on a constant basis?
So I have been in touch with my every ex employer. So even in Axis, even in even in my IIT Kharagpur part. So that basically IIT Kharagpur is a technological institute, right? So your bosses would be a professor. So
Yes.
so when you see to them, and your constant research, and constant discussion. So interestingly, let me give you one information. Like in whole IITs, IIT Kharagpur is only one institute of IIT where a law school is there, which is Rajiv Gandhi School of IP Laws. So there's 3 years and 5 years law being carried out, and they are imparting that particular thing, imparting that course. So basically, is all recommended by again from the BCI. And because my professor being a lawyer, being a law professor, I am being a lawyer, it really gelled up well till now. We are in constant touch, and my professor also fly to overseas, and he also shares me his insight about lot of aspects. And this is one part of it. So really, one has to be very much importantly also, I feel, to be connected with people in market. Even I am still connected with my ex boss in Axis, and other colleagues in Fullerton, India. So even I feel when I am there is some hurdle, or there is some kind of pavement where I feel I want some kind of a opinion, and then we definitely discuss. It's a vice versa also,
Yes, yes,
because bank also deals with their thing. Of course, we don't. That is, there is no sharing of data per se or
yes,
confidential information, but it's a general kind of approach, and that also keeps you learning. And discussions are very important in today's world,
yes.
because through discussion lot of learning also happen, through hearing also lot
Hmm.
of learning also happen. One should read, write, and listen. So I think listening is also a great skill, and listening more is now really need of an hour. Yeah.
Very true, very true. So, coming to the skills you share, how do you stay updated on the latest legal development and industry trends happening in banking, finance, and other uh, industries?
Yeah. So, Lion, see, nowadays there are a couple of platforms which are already available since decade, correct? So there are there are live laws, and there are online platforms where
Hmm.
you can gather the legal update. We have Manupatra subscriptions also. Uh, to be very honest, we undergo, because I am in bank, so I have got an opportunity where we undergo a lot of training programs. So our internal, company also, our internal, there are learning platforms in our internal structure also, so where we have to learn, and we have to, it is also a duty for us to pass that such kind of exams also, sometime RBI also conduct lot of training programs,
Yes,
where you have to go participate. So you need to, then in that particular event, you will be able to meet lot of people, or around the legal alumni coming from different banks, or maybe the financial institute. So it is the best, this has to be an habit where, in morning when you are coming up and starting your thing, whole day you would be busy with your work, but some time needs to be allocated to your studies also. To the legal platforms, there are a couple of platforms where lot of seminars, lot of online platform which allows you to participate in a free discussions, right? There are lot of programs being offered by different institutes, or maybe colleges, where you can enroll yourself in free of cost. There is no cost of learning. One has to be very much willing to learn. Yeah, it's all about willingness. It's not about your inclination towards learning. It's not about monetary things, because uh, some things are free available in the system, or sometimes is free available in the website. It's just one need to explore that.
wow. So, uh, my next question, Arunesh, will be how has legal technology helped you, and which legal tech tools you have used it, and how was the impact?
So, say NetLegal and other, profiles, particularly, there are a couple of, people who are providing such kind of technology. So, More importantly, because if there are different formats or different draft, so that has to be compared, and that has to be looked into. So this tool really helped us to look into the document very minutely, and this really helps where there is a difference of maybe an opinion, or maybe a difference of version in the particular draft. There are many tools which also help us to monitor a lot of cases. There is a case management tools being there, which allow us to look into the cases and next date of hearing of that particular matter being listed in the court. So really, legal tool and technologies really helps one to ease their life, and in the workplace at least, rather to get into each website and get to know what is the next date. That time is saved, and it is very technology friendly. So that is one thing which I really feel good about the technologies. Yeah.
So my last question, Arunesh, in the professional round will be, what are the key areas a budding legal professional should focus on to success in the legal profession industry?
So, first of all, this legal, as I have covered many of the aspects during the course of our discussion, but I would
Power.
specifically tell you, because legal profession demands patience. That is very much important.
Yes, yes,
And one aspiring and dreaming to be big is very good, but you have to also have a reality check that you are standing in this point. Confidence is very much required, but overconfidence is a key thing which will doom a person down. Take care. Now, I feel that one has to be very much strong, or have a good command in his basics. You know, if my basics are very much strong, or if my basics are very much compatible, that I am very much stronghold of that particular aspect, or that particular of law, that is very much important, and then I will sail through whatever comes in my place or on my way. Now, it's a very simple example. When you build home, your foundation should be very strong. Otherwise, whatever been build up in that weak foundation, if my foundation is very weak, then it's obvious that my whole structure will collapse. So one has to be very much in a learning mode. Secondly, I also, from your platform, I would also like to put a put some throw some light into an aspect where people are getting into a lot of internships, but they are not taking it very much seriously.
yes,
It's
yes,
just like a couple of 30 days program, or maybe 45 days. It's just a compliance kind of things been happening. There is no learning. They are going to places, sitting around. See, nobody will teach you. There is an expectation by a young budding lawyer, or maybe a student, that somebody will hold my hand and come to me and teach me. That will never going to happen in any of the industry, and that is not also expected. It's just that people will tend to help you when somebody tries to help them themselves, right? And there is a saying, you help yourself, then only God will also help you, and your luck will favor you. So this is very important, that one should go to their seniors and ask for assignment. If I go to office, and it's in different facet of life also, that is also required, because you have a lot of competitors in your workplace.
yes,
How you will stand yourself distinctive than other, so that is also applicable for us also, after a decade of maybe around 11, 12 years of my in practice, that I still believe that it should be a competitive one. But from a young budding lawyer, or a student, like the student who is going for an internship, he or she has to be very much focused. He or she has to be very much approachable to their senior.
yes,
There is a saying that there is again a myth I would clear this in this discussion. People say that there is no senior who help us, who try to, who don't teach us, right? Nobody will teach you. It's just your, how you perceive. So someone will teach you when you shows your interest. When I
Yes.
ask this couple of questions to young buddy lawyers, they don't have any answers to them. So rather than, consolidating yourself with a strict sense of understanding, you should open up and you discuss. There is no why. What I feel that why the young buddy lawyers and other people or students are restricting themselves, because they think that if I ask this question, the person who is sitting in front of me will feel bad about me, that I don't know such kind of a basic. But that is not a case. Law is very much open. A small thing can be discussed, and there is no, there is no matter of, feeling ki somebody will feel bad. I cannot say that I am 100%, I know everything. Even Supreme Court judges or even Supreme Court lawyers who are top niche, in country, they cannot say that they know everything. So they also need to learn, and they can also, for them, they may not be knowing few things more. Even uh, trial court, judges are not well versed with the technology law, but still they are learning. So one should not fall back on this thought and should not proceed ahead. One should always be, ready to discuss with their seniors and make use of good time. Yeah.
Superbly summarized key areas and about internship also. That is good message
Mhm.
goes to how one completes legal education and starting internships, the value of internships, and learning from the seniors. Beautifully, you summarized, Arunesh. Hats off.
Thank
So
you.
let's go to the next round, personal round. So this round, it will be memories down the drain, and we'll be learning Arunesh as a person. So
Yeah.
Arunesh, tell us something about a family and a childhood memories that has made an lasting impact on you.
So, Lion, my family, I have my parents been working, and now recently they got retired. My parents are educationalists. My mother was a teacher and my father was principal in Delhi public school. And my mother was also associated with that school. After a year of, let's say, putting their service of more than 32 years as an educationalist, they recently retired. So learning per se and that particular atmosphere of discussions and learning of different aspects I imbibe through them. uh, I am basically, I stay in Mumbai, so they are also currently with me, and I've been married and my wife is also a lawyer, so it's been 4 years we have got married, and and simultaneously she is also, exploring and practicing in the law field. Yeah. Now, a very fond memory, my childhood was very much, inquisitive, and I was a very, kind of a very active kind of a child, where my time was spent in playing games, lot of games, and I in during my whole, education, preliminary education or secondary education, I got a benefit to get be taught in a school where my parents are also teacher in that particular school. So that discipline kind of thing started. मुझे, क्योंकि मुझे ये पता था कि मैं स्कूल में बदमाशी करूंगा तो स्कूल में भी पिटूंगा, इधर घर में भी आके पिटूंगा. So so something, this was very, I kept in this mind. But my friend circles were very much, very much jolly, and my gems of friends are still there. Few are army officers, few are in ISRO, few are scientists, few are, doctors. One lawyer is sitting in front of you, and there are different facets of, friends altogether. So we were there, being my parents before, and during their whole span of their educational list, as I told you. So they started with their career with DAV Public School, which is the Anand Anglo-Vedic School, where Captain Vikram Batra, who was martyred of Kargil war hero, was also student of my, he's associated to that school, a student of my parents also. So, so that is a very vivid memory, where we got to know these things, and of course, that had a great impact on me. Yeah.
So let's go to your college, law college,
Hmm.
Max Law School. What are the actions you did, and which course did you select and why?
So basically, I started my career with, as I told you, that I pursued BBA LLB, and that was something after. I am basically a a science background student, and again there is a myth. Let me be very clear that people think that no, science background student cannot pursue law. Only a art student can pursue law, but that is not the case. Maths and bio was in my main subjects. So I had PCMB, and my sixth optional was physical education. So with maths and bio, I just wanted to, during that point in time when I passed, this integrated course was in boom. And in my distinct memory, what I can recollect, that I always used to ask my mother that, I was not very fond of getting studies, only because my parents were teacher and they were behind me. I was into studies, but of course, their contribution is very much, was there, and it cannot be measurable. But coming to your question, that why I choose this career, so I used to ask my mother that what kind of career I should pursue where there is a lot of money, you know. So, and since I don't wanted to study, so my parents always ensured that I should be in a profession where I should be focused in studies also, and but they never, forced me for anything, because it was again, I came choosing a law, or no, was only a decision by me, and because I chose law for a particular reason, even not to become a corporate lawyer. I chose law for becoming a judge advocate general in Indian Army. So because I was much into, my childhood dream was to become an army officer, because I told you that Captain Batra was an alumni from our school, and we were very much fascinated with that. In 1999, when Kargil war happened, it happened in front of my eyes. So that was really had an impact on me. And but the God has a different, plans for me. So man proposes, God disposes. So I tried a lot of times to complete my NDA, and I was not able to crack that exam only for 1 marks. And then somebody, my grandfather told me that you should become an army doctor, and at the same time you can fulfill your doctorship thing, and also you can also, aspire to your dream. And then I was not much interested in, again, in the medical, because everybody was running before this medical and engineering. Then I took law, and during that point in time, I even appeared for CLAD, but I could not succeed, and I had an injury in my hand. So I went to maths, but maths was not my regular course, because again I got through HNLU, Hidayatullah National Law University. There I continued pursuing it because there was something which happened, and I again got back to National Law Schools, and but I pursued it during that point in time when I got back, and I had an opportunity to join them. But already my 3 or 4 years were completed. Then I really thought to stick with that particular institute, and I was the first one to pass out. We were the first batch to pass out from Math Law School, and It was a great fun, and since you know that you don't have any seniors above you because you are the first batch, you get into in a privilege that you can interact with your juniors. Nobody used to bother you much or bully you much. Yeah.
So, Arunesh, what's your favorite way to unwind after a long day from office?
So let me tell you, it's not a long day. I have a continuous, I took this responsibility, and it's a continuous discussion of the legal. Even if I stick myself to a thing like my office gets end up by 6:30 officially, but we have lot of discussions and other legal challenges to face into, and I have to I discuss with people till late in night also, so with different councils, because different councils the whole day they are in the court, and they can give you only time in evening or late evening, right? But yeah, of course, there is a work life balance also. It's not like it's too much hectic. It's some other day it happens with everyone, right? So I unwind myself because we are in Mumbai, we are near oceans, and I like oceans. So if I have to be, say that I will read a book, or maybe I will spend my times with my family, because as I told you, my parents do stay here, but they also situated in some different places, so
Mhm.
they visit there. So I grab that opportunity to spend my time with my family, my wife, and because whole day you are engrossed in this thing. And if I am in front of sea breeze, then it's well and good, because I like seas much, and it give you a ray of hope that my dreams are unimaginable and I can grow. So that is a belief, and yeah, of course, that is a family time which is very much important for me. Yeah.
Interesting, interesting. So, any uh, from your from a bucket list like you would like to do in this year 2024, Arunesh?
So I have a very different kind of a hobby altogether. So every people is unique in their own way. I am not that materialistic. For me, I like living things more, like pets, or maybe birds. So when I am very much available, even I go to this a bird park in Goregaon and visit there. It's an open bird park of SL World, as you might be knowing. So I visit there and spot birds. That is one other hobby. Even I am an aquascaper. I escape aquariums. Uh, I like lot of cocktails, and cocktail in the sense birds, not that cocktail per se, because your viewers may think that in the leisure period that not cocktail. Cocktail are the birds, and there are different kind of birds. That molecular cocktail is there. There macaws are there. I like that. I strategize my plan, and I'm since I told you I'm very much fascinated towards the defense, sector, and so I tend to also participate in lot of discussion. So I really in recent time discuss with two alumni, like you might be knowing Lieutenant K.S. Dillon, who has written a book, Kitne Ghazi Aaye, Kitne Ghazi Gaye. I am spending my time to read that, who was a lieutenant general during the Pulwama attacks. I had received opportunity to also discuss few things more with the with veterans in defense, and we have few more associates, or maybe my cousins are there who are being now deployed in army as an officer. So I tend to spend time with them. So that's how from there I fulfill my dream, and I see them growing. But of course, everybody had a different facet of life, and what I do they don't do, so I don't feel bad about it. Of course, everything has been destined, and it will fall in place during the right time, at the right place. So I feel that is a great thing. Yeah.
Oh. So, my last question, Arunesh, will be describe Arunesh in one line.
Inquisitiveness and learning is
Oh,
is something which it can describe me. Yeah.
Okay. So, friends, we come to the rapid fire surprise round. So, Arunesh, you have to be answered quickly, and you will get the gift. You're a morning person or
Yeah.
night owl?
So I'm not at all a morning person. I'm a night person because my work profile also demands to navigate and discuss in something in night. So night is where you feel peaceful, and sometime I used to give myself and study about the my own learning. Yeah. So I'm a night out person. I'm not a day morning. I really tried to do well. Even my parents tried, but that did not work well with me. Yeah.
Okay. Your favorite travel place?
So my favorite travel place, to be very honest, is basically a place where my whole family is there. You know, that is my favorite travel place. I try to move around a lot of vacations with my family. So Northeast is a part where is my favorite wacky. And since 10 years, my parents been there in Northeast, in Nagaland particularly. So you can say Nagaland, with due to their climate, their culture is very interesting and very fascinating for me. So Northeast, as you know, that is a maternal kind of a society. So property don't goes from matlab, from father to son. It goes from mother to daughter. So that is
Your favorite cuisine?
favorite cuisine is homely cooked. I am a non-veggie and also veggie person. I have a very balanced diet of a menu where some days I even don't intake onion or garlic. So it's very balanced. So only few days I intake non-veg or maybe something like that. If it is not there, that is not required. But of course, my favorite part would be my mother who cooks me for me sandwiches and a lot of home cooked food. So specifically, we're not stringent. As I told you, everybody should have been open mind and to accept everything in a family situation. So everything is fine for me. But I like kind of chicken curry, simple, homemade. That is thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Arunesh, you get to win this ebook. Is your awareness
Thank you,
vibrant
thank you.
healthy? Will be
Yeah.
autographed and sent to your place. So, friends, it was a lovely conversation on a Saturday afternoon. We had lots of learning on banking and finance law and uh, the need for evolving is through continuous learning. And Arunesh is a live example. He has got several accomplishments through continuous learning. So, friends, do watch this episode, which will be available on the Coffee Conversation Show. Subscribe to the bell icon, and you will get to see many more interesting episodes with different subject experts. We have got series like this: the lawyer, entrepreneur, cybersecurity professional, working professionals, Sri Shakti, startup, students, and we've got special episodes. So, you want to be a guest speaker? Do connect with our team, and would love to host you and have a coffee conversation with you. So, friends, stay safe, enjoy to a new Bharat. Thank you, Arunesh.
Thank you, Lion, for giving me again. I would like to thank you for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to discuss the insight. It was really a great conversation. Thank you. Thank you so much.